Hello, Chris. It is Tuesday, February the 15th, and this is my Tuesday vlog. We really need to get intros, dude. Okay, so your question addressed to me on Sunday was, what does it take to be Canadian? So I think I'm going to take this whole vlog and make it a political standpoint of, first I'm going to ask you a rhetorical question, and I'm going to answer it, and then I'm going to say what I think is being a Canadian. That's not a sentence. That's okay. And then I'm going to ask you a question, and that's going to be my vlog. So, I love you. So my standpoint in the matter is, from what I have studied in social, which isn't that much, being a retard, but from what I can understand and what I've learned through experience is I kind of like Canada more than the States. I kind of like the policies and the abilities that Canada granted itself. It might not be the strongest, but it's the most nourished. It's, you know, it's not the really buff kid that has his dad who's beating him like the States, but you know, it's got like, it's a single kid with a mom and a dad, and he's kind of tubby, but you know, he's happy. He got laid like once, and he's pretty happy with that. Another cool thing about Canada is the way it handles politics and the economy. I like the way that Canada states outright that it is not going to be neither social or free market. It's going to be somewhere in the middle. And by saying that, it's all like, this is me being political, being like, yo, let's go, man. It's like, this guy says, I'm gonna stab a couple people, but I'm not gonna stab a lot of people, alright? I'm gonna be a good citizen half the time. But then when this guy stabs a dude, the cops are gonna be like, what? You stabbed a guy? You're weird. No. They're like, oh, you told me you're gonna stab a couple of people, and it's not that bad. So in Canada, they can actually privatize or buy the factories and companies they want without huge repercussions like doing it in the States. People are going apeshit for Obama trying to do a public health care and raising taxes a bit. But Canada has been doing that for years and it's been working out greatly. But then, and it has a bunch of other companies that it says, I don't want to hold this shit. You guys do this and be libertarian, I guess. The best example I can think of was with Pierre Trudeau and the FLQ, which was a terrorist group in Canada who are French. I mean, they weren't that scary to start off with, but this guy was all like, yo man, F that shit. Ain't no French people gonna come up in my country and be like, I'ma fuck your shit. He ain't gonna take that shit. Yo. Real Pringles, you know? Curly mustache. He's all like, Warsaw Pact, check this out. I'ma censor your shit. I'ma jail everyone, and I'ma fuck your shit up. And if you get mad, I don't give two shits, cause I'm motherfucking Pierre Trudeau. Ballin'. And what you can make out of that, out of my shitty black accent, is that politicians in Canada, if it gets to an extreme, they can do that shit. They can actually go censor crazy, or just jail a bunch of people, and it's still democratic to a degree, because the majority, I would guess the majority at the time wanted this to happen. And by Canada flaunting that it might have the ability to do this, then it's not that big of a problem in the grand scheme of things. So it's good to be libertarian and have free market, but it's also good that they have the ability to switch over when shit starts hitting the fan. And shit usually hits the fan. It's, you know, it's gravity. I can't fucking fight it. And now to answer your question, oh god, I hope I'm doing these right. And now to answer your question is, what is it like being Canadian, is what I think you told me on Facebook, maybe. But this is a very hard question to ask because I personally have traveled in a lot, especially in Canada. I've been to 15 schools, I've been to almost all the provinces and have lived in them for a while. So I don't even know if I'm Canadian. or a specific representation of Canada. But what I can tell you is Canada is best represented by the sum of its parts. Canada cannot be shown as one thing. The only stereotypes that other countries can get against Canada is us saying about and being nice. But I think this is the only stereotype they can come up with, because it is really hard to generalize a group of people so diverse and multicultural as the citizens of Canada. So with all the pockets and regions of Canada that you would find, and me living in so many of them, I can't really generalize it. But what I can tell you is Canada is all of these specific things kind of homogenized. There is the small town aspect of St. Albans, Newfoundland, where the population was 1,000 people, and people were still happy there. They had their skidoos, they had their houses, a lot of them were retired, but they were still happy with where they lived. And then there's the busy industry of where Toronto was. It's so crowded and so many different types of people and so many subcultures and so many different types of schools. And it's such a leap for one country to have, where you have this type of people, this type of city, and this type of city. But you can have that because the country's so huge. We can't compare an Albertan to a person from Ontario because they probably have nothing in common other than the language they speak. So I can't really tell you what it's like being Canadian. You just kind of have to live it and generalize it from the people you know in the area you live in. And it's probably wrong because maybe you're living in a small city where the majority of people in Canada are living in a big city and have different views on a bunch of different things. So the only way I can say what being Canadian is like is saying the things that we're not. The things that we're not is poor or cruel or a political threat of any kind. We are diverse, multicultural, and plenty. There's a lot of intelligent people in Canada, and I don't know how so many people can live in such screwed up weather, but they somehow find a way. We're like America's little brother, but I kind of find the little brother more fun. But he's like 18, so it doesn't sound weird. So in conclusion, I would like to ask you a two-parter, and it is, what do you think it's like being Canadian? And what is it like being American? Because I know you're an American, and I totally thought of telling the government that you're fucking hiding here because you killed that one guy. But wait. Fuck. But yeah. I will see you on Thursday, Professor Plum. And I have a beard now. Get used to it.